Hello, everybody. We are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo. This is my forever co-host, John. Today, we talk about Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl, which celebrates its 20th anniversary this year.
What?
Yeah,
Came out in 2003?
yeah.
I'm not okay with that.
Anyway, I read some articles just to prepare for this video. Found some interesting facts, like alternative castings for Captain Jack Sparrow, which includes this guy. Hugh Jackman was one of the contenders for Captain Jack Sparrow, and I would like to see a world where that is possible.
Sure. I don't know. I can't.
Picture,
Maybe because I haven't seen anyone else play Captain Jack Sparrow besides Johnny Depp,
yeah,
and I think Captain Jack Sparrow is the movie that made Johnny Depp like a household name.
yeah.
Yeah,
Before this, he had like Edward Scissorhands. He had like some
yeah,
couple of mob movies, but like I don't think his name blew up with those. Unlike with Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah. I can't see a really jacked dude playing. No, I'm not saying that Robert Downey Jr. to Johnny Depp is not the fit guy, but seeing Hugh Jackman as like a 6-foot towering man of muscle
Yeah.
playing Captain Jack, I don't see it. I really don't.
The other choices were Jim Carrey, because of course it was Jim Carrey.
I can't see it.
Yeah. Hold on to your butts, because the other two choices are fucking wild. One of the choices was Michael Keaton.
I think I don't mind that one.
Yeah.
I see it
Yeah, but
after Beetlejuice. I see it.
yeah, but after we still don't know to this day why he turned it down. One of the earliest choices was Christopher Walken.
I see it.
And get ready for
I
this
really
one.
There.
This guy was up for 2 roles in this movie, and he is Robert De Niro as Captain Jack, and as
Let me guess. He
Barbosa.
was supposed to go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's like he's a little too old at that point to play.
yeah, yeah. And I don't think we'll do this chronologically because it's a straightforward movie of like
Yeah.
they need blood to free them of this curse that is of the undead, or not the undead or the living dead.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh,
But anyway, like the ship, the whole Black Pearl thing, that's
Yeah.
supposed to be Johnny Depp's ship. Barbosa took it. Now it's this famous ghost ship
yeah.
that goes around.
Speaking of Captain Jack Sparrow, it's one of the best character introductions I have ever seen in my entire life. I remember it sticking clearly in my head, and like everybody in school copied it. Everybody
Yeah.
tried to. On the monkey bars, our school had logs from barely cut out trees. So yeah, they tried to do that too. On the swing too, which is quite
Yeah.
dangerous. Caused a lot of accidents in our school. But yeah, what I'm trying to say, it's a very good introduction to a very cool character and a very iconic character at this point, because Johnny Depp does play him so well. And at the flip side of the coin, you could say this is the start of him putting on makeup and becoming this very eccentric character, like what's his name, Willy Wonka. And Michael Jackson dies Willy Wonka, or Alice in Wonderland. I forgot what
Yeah.
character he plays there. You can say this is the start
Mad
of,
Hatter.
yeah, this is the start of Johnny Depp's niche of like, I put on makeup and I am a very eccentric character. He's even Toto in the Lone Ranger for some reason that I can't quantify why or how. He is a Native American there.
He's Tonto, not Toto. I was
Sorry.
like,
Oh, wait, sorry.
from Wizard of Oz?
What's his character again? How do you say it? Tonto.
Tonto.
Tonto. Sorry, I get my characters confused sometimes. But yeah, a very cool character. But we also get introduced to other characters like Will Turner and Elizabeth Turner.
Keira Knightley's. Yeah.
Yeah, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, and I believe I read that Will Turner's role was originally it was supposed to go to either Jude Law or the late great Heath Ledger.
I see it too.
Yeah, we've both seen these actors play very romantic characters in the past. But like obviously Jude Law and Heath Ledger with like 10 Things I Hate About You. I think I got the title right. And
Yeah, no, that's right.
what's the name of him in the Jake Gyllenhaal movie?
Oh, Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah, but it's a very sad movie. But yeah, and obviously you can tell that Will Turner has feelings for Elizabeth, but she's already has the interest of the Commodore, and this is my first exposure to being like, oh right, the British had an empire back in the day.
Yeah, in the Caribbean. So I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
By the way, I was like, I always felt so uncomfortable seeing the British because how they would dress compared to the environment they were in. I was like, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, what I loved about this whole movie is that yes, it's based out of the ride in theme park in Disneyland.
It's the only successful one out of all of them too. Because Tomorrowland is alright, though I kind of like it. I can't think of anything else.
God forbid, Small World, but but yeah, like seeing how it goes, like seeing how they fight, or maybe like Elizabeth falling off like this terrace side of like this mountain into water. Then you see Johnny like going in to save her. It is all very like theater styled, I would say.
Yeah.
Like how they would fight swords, it's very on beat with the music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is very fun, and it feels like I'm on the ride. Never been on the ride, but it feels like I'm on a ride.
I don't think I've been on the ride either. But
yeah, it wasn't in Hong Kong, so
yeah. Speaking of the beat, the music is very iconic. Like the definition of that word. Like it's stuck with me ever since 2003, and like every time I see a documentary on pirates or play Black Flag, I'm just like yeah. And the set design is very impressive, like from the red coats to what they were wearing, the civilians were wearing back in the day, to Johnny Depp's pirate outfit, to the undead outfits. Very cool, and very I think historically accurate too, if I remember my notes correctly. Like they paid great attention to the fashion back in the day. Like there also like the clear distinction between, you know, those who are wealthy British settlers and those who are just, you know, commoners back then. Yeah. But it's a very interesting story, and it's a very straightforward one. And there are moments of tension, like when the Black Pearl besieges the town, and as a kid I was like, that's kind of scary to be in that environment. I don't like that.
Yeah, but what's even scarier is that when you find out who the actual crew is, you're like, why aren't they dying? Why aren't they, like, with a single stab, they're still okay?
Yeah.
And you find out that they're actually dead, and in the moonlight, it shows they're like, oh.
Skeleton.
It makes sense, because the director of this made The Ring.
Yeah.
But like, when you see it, it's so freaky. And I think it was such a standout to other pirate movies, because others were very, like, you know, swashbuckling, pirate versus pirate, or pirate versus the British.
Yeah.
Whatever. But when you see, like, oh, there's a bit of magic in this world, I'm like, that's interesting.
Going forward a lot, that shot of them in the water, you're like, Jesus. Underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're walking, and I was like, oh, fuck.
It still holds up today, and that's one of the most impressive things about this movie, that it came out in 2003, and you really can't tell unless I tell someone like, hey, by the way, this came out 20 years ago. Yeah, my cousins were watching it, and they're like, did this come out in 2013? I was like, I wish. As a former fencer, the sword duels are pretty sweet in my opinion. Even though they're a bit Hollywoodized, I'm still like, yeah, that's exactly how you do it. Especially when Jack goes, oh, you have to watch your feet. It's all on the footwork. And like, as a kid, I was like, I want to do that one of these days. And now I'm like, I did do that one of these days. I used to live that life. Uh, but yeah, it's all very again. I don't know. With the live action Disney movies, are not as I don't know magical or well made as this one, especially the live action movies of like animated adaptations, more or less a ride. Because I think
Mm.
the only other ride based movie is Haunted Mansion, which I've watched with adult eyes, and Eddie Murphy is good, but like the movie's just weird. I was like, it's weirdly paced. The effects are kind of crappy, not kind of, but really crappy. Eddie Murphy's really the only reason to watch it. And I think there's a new one this year. I don't know.
Yeah, with Owen Wilson. I'll give it a try. Yeah, Owen Wilson's there. He's like a priest, like that comes in.
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'll give it I'll give it a try.
Yeah. And I think with you, this is the first time I've ever heard the word of parlay, which becomes a joke by the end. People being like, if they say parlay one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Please.
Parlay. But yeah, I do love the plot where Strap Boot Bill was a former. I forgot what the plot was.
He's a
But yeah.
merchant turned pirate, and Will doesn't want to believe he's a pirate because he believed his dad was on the straight and narrow until he met Jack, unfortunately.
Yeah. And like because they stole this Aztec gold, they are forever immortal.
Yeah.
I like how they kind of showed like it's not that great to live this long. Like I'll be starving, I'll be thirsty, and I still won't die.
Other needs are not satisfied, needs of the flesh, and they're like, oh, what a miserable life. Though, going back to the pirates, I do like, again, Jeffrey Rush's performance as Barbossa, or like, I'll remember that one forever. Just the way he speaks, I was like, huh, interesting.
They didn't explain how he came back to life in like the third or second movie.
Yeah, actually. He just mentioned it, I was like, that is right. How did he?
I guess if ever we do the second movie, we'll find out. But yeah.
Yeah. But what else did I talk about? It's just very good. It's a very good timeless movie. Like you can show it to anyone today, and they'll be fairly impressed. I would think.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a slow moment. Like even though they got stranded in that one island, it wasn't a slow moment. Like it's still fun to watch, still entertaining, and then Jack Sparrow being Jack Sparrow once like he finds out Keira Knightley's burning the rum, and like it's just fun the entire time.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, yeah.
I was gonna say I do love the ship battles. I do like the whole concept of this era of pirates and how they do combat. To like when the Black Pearl caught up with the fast British ship and Jack and his crew have to prepare and they're just bombarding each other until one of them gives up. You're like, it's an interesting way to conduct warfare. I wouldn't want to be in it, but I would like to see it from afar. And you kind of live it with like games like Black Flag, when you're like, I do feel like a pirate. I do feel mighty.
Or Sea of Thieves.
I haven't played that yet.
I would love to play Sea of Thieves with you. Like, it's such a fun game, and you could like mess around a lot. You could create your own character, I think.
Oh, okay. No, I heard it's one of those games that launch roughly, and then now it kind of pulled a Cyberpunk, or like what's it called, the other game, the space game. No Man's Sky. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. This movie as a kid, I was like always intrigued by pirates after watching this. Like, history buff phase, like gamer phase, the interest was always there. I think there's a show back in the day called Black Sails, produced by Michael Bay, but it's a pretty good show. It's about pirates and like it's an adaptation of like Treasure Island. But yeah, and I do like the way they break the curse and how Jack ultimately overcomes Barbossa. It's a very creative way. Saving that
it's very smart, I would say.
Yeah. Saving that shot, and he's like, you've been saving that shot for years, and now you threw it away, and then Will's just like, it's my blood on this coin, you lose. And he's like, oh, so that's what it feels like. Shit.
I mean, I feel like it was a sense of relief.
Yeah.
On his end.
Oh, it's finally over? Yeah.
And then like once they realize, oh shit, we're surrounded by the British and we're mortal now.
Yeah. We're like, you know what? This fight's not worth it all of a sudden. When
Yeah.
we don't have the confidence of like, we can't die. And then now they're like, we're in the moonlight and we have no bones. We're mortal. Fuck.
Yeah. I still remember like because like Kingdom Hearts 2 introduced it too. Like
oh yeah.
you go to the Pirates of the Caribbean world, and the only way to like damage them is that if they're in moonlight. Everyone's like, oh, it was so hard.
Yeah. And like again, it's a very straightforward, full circle movie. It's not that complicated, but not too simple. That you can follow it and again have a good time. It's one of the best Disney movies, live action Disney movies they have made.
To the
Like,
point where you kind of forget it is a Disney movie.
yeah, like there are some scenes, especially with like Keira Knightley's character, where I'm like, that's uncomfortable. Can you please not show that to me, Disney? when
Yeah.
when Barbossa's like, we showed you our hospitality. It's now time for you to return the favor. He throws her to the pirates. You're like, no,
No, please.
please, God.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, I know that's what I like about this movie too. That it's not afraid to venture into darker territory. I don't know if the other films do. They kind of do, but it's been a while. I forgot his dad is played by one of the
Skarsgård.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, so that's where Marvel got him from Pirates of the Caribbean, because they're lending actors. That ends pretty well, but Captain Jack Sparrow escaping on the Black Pearl, and it's a very good ending. Oh, forgot that Zoe Saldana is in only one of these, and I was like,
Yeah.
right, shit,
Right. Like she was there for a bit, and then now she just disappeared.
yeah, I don't know if her character was replaced or they just were like, oh, she lives peacefully now.
Yeah, no, it was she lives peacefully. Like I never heard from her character ever again.
Yeah. I forget if the other movies are better than this one.
I don't like World's End.
I remember liking World's End, but again, it's been a hot minute. It's been years, actually. And I don't like the last two, with Stranger Tides and the one with Javier Bardem.
I didn't even watch that one.
That one's pretty lame. Stranger Tides is pretty lame too. But like
Yeah,
the
even though it has Penelope Cruz in it, but like yeah.
all right, that was her. Shit.
She was had.
I mean, it's Penelope Cruz, so yeah.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, the trilogy is this, and the trilogy speak very near and dear to my heart, from like my childhood days till now. Because again, I do like pirates, and like since there are YouTubers who are having this history buff like phase right now, like there's endless content on like pirates. So I'm like, cool. I can just relax and watch hours on content. But going back to this movie, yeah, it's one of the best live action Disney movies, next to like I don't know, High School Musical maybe. I can't really think of other live action Disney movies that are pretty good. Was Camp Rock good?
No. That's not.
I just- yeah, that's about it for my comments on this movie. How about you?
No, that was it.
All right. So what would you rate Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl?
I'm gonna give this one a solid 8 out of 10. It's very short and sweet
Yeah.
kind of movie. It's like a ride, and I
Yeah.
love it. Not a lot of gripes with it, but it is like you kind of know where the movie's going. It's very straightforward, as Enzo said, and it's just fun all throughout. Is it a good Halloween movie?
I mean, people dress up as pirates.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's a good Halloween movie. But other than that, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's like a point of Disney where they're like, oh, we could make serious, somewhat serious movies, and then they just stop. Like with just the Pirate series. If there's any other live action movie that we're kind of, besides Star Wars, that we're kind of
original
glossing over.
content is what we
Yeah.
mean. I know they're rebooting it because of the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. So they're getting a new crew. I believe the new main character is going to be played by Margot Robbie. I don't know if that's pushing through or not. I haven't heard anything since then.
I like Margot.
Yeah, She's very charismatic, as charismatic as Johnny Depp is. So why not?
Yeah.
What's my score? I'll also give this an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty solid movie. One of Disney's best live action movies of, again, original content. And again, it's become a pretty iconic movie. Like, you can show it to not all generations, but you can show it to like generations past 2003, of like maybe if you're like 15, 18 year olds, you're like, hey, here's a pretty sweet live action Disney movie. Even if you're like 11 or 12 to like 14. I'm sure they can
it's
handle it.
itself like a fun time.
Yeah.
You know?
I do think it is a Halloween movie because of the undead. Like, I remember as a kid, for the trailers, every time before 9 p.m., Disney would show like a preview. It would always be that shot of like the guys underwater. And now I'm like, that is a pretty sick scene, not gonna lie.
Yeah. We used to traumatize us as a children, but like now we kind of like it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been our video on the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. What do you guys think? What's your favorite entry? Who's your favorite character? Whether it be from this movie or Mr. You're a Dead Man, Jack Sparrow.
By Bill Nye. I love that, man.
Yeah. But yeah, please let us know. Or if you have any other favorite live action Disney movies, whether it be this one, High School Musical. Can't think of any others right now for the life of me.
Star Wars?
So, sure, since they have Star Wars, why not? Rogue One, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, please like our videos, subscribe to the channel, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. I'm sorry, did you do the pause hand gesture?
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were moving your hand. Sorry. But yeah, individually, I am Zoe Does Voices on TikTok. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at JohnG _ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.